Clip of one of the assistant coaches chasing Caitlin Clark down as she's riling up the crowd. And it seems like she's getting scolded, reprimanded, told, hey, all that hyping up, don't do that. Don't do it. Let's take a look here first. Now here we go. Body language doctor. Body language doctor is out and about. Kayla Clark's like, what the hell is this?
This is the shocking moment a WNBA coach lunged at her own superstar, Caitlin Clark, physically grabbing and pulling her back in the middle of a celebration. It wasn't a high five or a quick coaching tip. It looked like a public shutdown, and it left millions asking one simple question: why? The truth is, this bizarre grab was no accident. It was the single most visible sign of a silent sabotage campaign happening right under our noses, involving cold-shouldered teammates, baffling coaching decisions, and a franchise that seems determined to neutralize the very player who is their only path to relevance.
Clark has gotten to the point where she realizes if she gives the ball to Natasha Howard, not only is she not going to get the ball back, but Natasha Howard isn't even going to look in her direction. We have officially reached that.
To understand the weight of this moment, you have to feel the energy that came just before it. The Indiana Fever are dominating, up by 20 points. The crowd is electric, a sea of new fans drawn to the arena for one reason. Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom, has the ball and the entire game in the palm of her hand. She pulls up for one of her signature step-back threes, and the net barely moves. The arena erupts. This is the pure, uncut Caitlin Clark effect. It's lightning in a bottle, it's infectious, and it's precisely the kind of energy the WNBA has been desperate for. As she turns to the roaring crowd, feeding off the momentum she just created, a figure darts out from the bench. It's her own assistant coach, Karima Christmas Kelly, but she's not there for a congratulatory high five or a word of encouragement. She grabs Clark with both hands, physically yanking her back and away from the fans.
So look, I don't think it's any secret that I'm not a fan of the Indiana Fever backroom staff. I'm not a fan of what they're trying to do to Caitlin Clark, and I fully believe they're trying to dim the flame of Caitlin, and they're trying to make her fit in to what the WNBA used to be, rather than fit out and be her. I mean that. Like, that is my opinion, and there's no question about that.
You can see the sequence of emotions flash across Clark's face in an instant. First, the pure joy of the moment, then the jolt of being grabbed, followed by a look of utter confusion and disbelief. The celebration was over, extinguished in a split second by friendly fire. This wasn't just a strange or awkward interaction. It was deeply symbolic. It was a visual metaphor for her entire rookie season. A team, a coaching staff, literally holding back its brightest star from shining. For the thousands in the arena and the millions watching at home, the message was loud and clear. In Indiana, even joy is subject to approval, and momentum is something to be managed, not unleashed.
So everybody online is talking about this play during one of the games where, as you're going to see, one of the coaches for the Indiana Fever just went and pretty much almost tackled Caitlin Clark for getting the crowd riled up. Man, why is she doing it? And I want to say that's this lady right here, Karima Christmas Kelly, one of the assistant coaches. And as you see right there, she just seemed to have went and grabbed the Caitlin Clark as Caitlin Clark was trying to get the team, the crowd amped up for a big time game. And
the questions didn't stop with the coaching staff, because what fans were witnessing on the court told an even stranger, more insidious story. The viral grab was the loud public spectacle, but the quiet betrayal has been happening all season long. For months, whispers among fans that her own teammates were icing her out grew into a roar. The theory was that the veterans on the team were deliberately freezing the superstar rookie out of the offense, refusing to pass her the ball even when she was wide open. The most infamous piece of evidence came in a game against the New York Liberty. Clark, standing open on the wing, was completely ignored by her teammate Natasha Howard, who seemed to look everywhere else but in her direction.
But like, this clip getting shown again And it's just, in my opinion, is completely unacceptable. It is completely unacceptable. Like, if a coach did this to any other player in the league, they'd be fired. Or they'd at least be questionable and being fired. Then goes and hits a step back three on JC Sheldon. And she goes, the whole crowd's going nuts. And she comes, and she's getting subbed off, by the way, at this stage. She's getting subbed off for the game. She doesn't go back in the game at this stage. So it's not like it's a close game. They're up 20. She does not see the floor again. Caitlin Clark is there hyping up the crowd. She's there trying to hype up the crowd. Exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. You want to see this version of Caitlin. You want to see this player. And watch what happens here. So the coach just grabs her. Just grabs her out of nowhere. And I'm like, I don't think there's anything too malicious in that. I don't know if there's anything too malicious. We don't know what's said. But like, you can't just grab.
The ball never came. In a moment of what looked like pure, frustrated resignation, Clark simply gave up on the play and bent down to tie her shoe, knowing she wasn't going to be part of it anyway. It was such a small, mundane gesture, but it spoke volumes about the broken chemistry on the floor. This wasn't a simple missed pass in the heat of a fast-paced game. It felt like a deliberate statement. It was a visual confirmation of what many already suspected. On the court, among her own teammates, the biggest name in basketball was being treated like a ghost. This wasn't basketball, it was a passive-aggressive power play unfolding in real time, and it suggested the problems on this team ran far deeper than just strategy.
That is transpiring with the Indiana Fever, but I said this yesterday, there is definitely something going on within the locker room, the front office. Something is off, man. This is the third situation in one game we have had involving Caitlin Clark and the coaching staff and pretty much another player. We had the Natasha Howard situation where Caitlin Clark bent down to tie her shoe up because she knew Natasha Howard wasn't even going to pass her the damn ball. And I'm telling you right now, that whole situation is crazy in itself. Ever since DeWanna Bonner been gone, they have simply turned this thing into the Natasha Howard team, bro.
If the players seemed cold and distant, the head coach's strategy was even more perplexing. Christy Sides, the woman tasked with the monumental job of building a winning team around this generational talent, has made a series of decisions that have left analysts, fans, and even casual observers completely baffled. The pattern became predictable and maddening. Clark would get hot, sinking multiple threes in a row, finding her rhythm, and single-handedly igniting the team's offense. Then, inexplicably, she would be pulled from the game and sent to the bench to watch the momentum she created wither and die. The team's offense would stall, their lead would shrink, and often, so would their chances of winning.
Last season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark was 26.5% of all economic activity as a rookie. Merchandise in the league went up 234%. But here was the one that struck me. Before she got there, the Indiana Fever, the valuation of the franchise was $90 million. After playing, 40 games, the valuation of that team now is $340 million. I don't think it's a game you duplicate. There is no second Steph Curry. There is no other player that plays like that. She could be $1 billion athlete. Like, when I see these numbers, I'm like, oh, this is higher.
It defied every known principle of basketball logic. You don't bench your best offensive player when she's on fire, especially when your team is desperately fighting for wins. It raised a terrifying question for Fever fans and the league at large. Was this historic level of coaching incompetence? Or was it intentional? Was the goal to keep Clark from getting too big, too dominant, too fast, even if it came at the cost of losing games? The on-court strategy seemed designed not to unleash her incredible talent, but to contain it. The substitutions, the play calls, the entire system felt less like a plan for victory and more like an effort to remind everyone, especially Clark, who was in charge.
Clark has been knocked on her ass. She's been knocked on her ass. She's been cheap-shotted. She's been poked in the eye. Everything. They have beat the Connecticut Sun. This is a month ago nearly. The Connecticut Sun beat the crap out of her. Absolutely beat the crap out of each other. But
This kind of on-court weirdness is almost always a symptom of a much deeper, more personal issue, the locker room. While no one is speaking about it on the record, the signs all point to a simmering cold war. Caitlin Clark did not arrive in the WNBA as a typical rookie expected to pay her dues. She arrived as a global superstar, a media sensation who instantly and completely eclipsed the established veterans who had been grinding in the league for years. That kind of seismic shift in a team's hierarchy can breed powerful feelings of jealousy and resentment. The Fever's on-court performance often looks like 5 individuals playing 5 separate games, not a cohesive unit fighting for a common goal.
Somebody had put on there, has this coach been reprimanded, suspended, fired? This is really terrible behavior. What is happening behind the scenes? If the WNBA wants to do an investigation, they might want to look into the Fever staff treatment of Caitlin Clark. And you see right here, women are equal, correct? We all know the story. This would be if there was a male coach, why the double standard? Fire her. Coach's posture is interesting. I remember seeing it live and thought it was weird.
Passes are telegraphed and lazy, defensive assignments are blown, and the overall chemistry looks utterly broken. It's the classic clash of an old guard being forced to reckon with a new power they were completely unprepared for. The front office and the league declared that this was Caitlin's team from day one, but it seems that some players either never got the memo or they read it and decided to tear it up. The result is a tense, fractured environment where the supposed franchise player is forced to navigate not just opposing defenses, but the fragile egos and unspoken rules of her own teammates.
No one is giving you a chance, and it's not fun no more. Angel Reese fans no longer making it fun. They've been very draining and exhausting. The Caitlin Clark haters is no longer making it fun. They draining and exhausting. Your fans, some of the CC fans are no longer making it fun. They are draining and exhausting. No one, not one, is giving you the opportunity in your era to grow, for you to get better. Everyone has high expectations of you because of what you did your first year.
And this is precisely where the story spirals from a strange team dynamic into the realm of complete and utter insanity. While all this internal drama, coaching chaos, and on-court isolation unfolds, Caitlin Clark is single-handedly rewriting the WNBA's financial future. She is, without any exaggeration, the league's golden goose. Viewership for Indiana Fever games is up over 1,000% in some markets. Merchandise sales across the entire league have more than tripled, with her jersey becoming the highest selling of any athlete in any sport upon its release. And the most staggering number of all, before she was drafted, the Indiana Fever franchise was valued at a respectable $90 million after just a few months of the Caitlin Clark effect. That valuation has exploded to an estimated $340 million.
Getting basically wrecked. This is one of the worst decisions that I have ever seen any league engage in. Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw for a team sport in my life relative to the audience that would be fans of the sport without her. Bigger than Michael Jordan was for the NBA, bigger than any NFL star has ever been. All of those sports were very popular before those athletes got there. Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. Every game she is dropping golden eggs, and they are trying to strangle the golden goose to death. It's one of the dumbest things I've...
She isn't just a player. She's an economic engine, a media magnet, and a cultural phenomenon all rolled into one. This creates the ultimate mind-bending paradox. Why on earth would you ever try to diminish, control, or sabotage the single most valuable asset in the history of your sport? It makes absolutely no sense from a business perspective. It's like finding a diamond mine and complaining about the dirt. This is why many have come to believe this situation isn't about business or basketball at all. It's about power, ego, and a coaching staff and management that seem more terrified of her immense gravity than thankful for it.
Now, I said this yesterday. I'm all for the veteran players. But at the end of the day, did we all forget that this is Caitlin's team? Like, did y'all just throw that whole situation out the window? Number 1 draft pick, rookie of the year, breaking all the damn records like they're scratch-offs? Bruh, what is we doing here, dog? Stevie Wonder could see that they tripping, man, at this point in time. I want to see the Caitlin we seen in Iowa. What happened to the Iowa CC? The greatness. Bruh, we haven't seen the Logo 3 in a month.
The resistance to Clark's rise isn't just contained within the four walls of the Fever's facility. The entire WNBA seems uncomfortable, almost hostile, towards its new queen. Opponents have been relentlessly physical with her, delivering cheap shots, hard fouls, and off-ball hits that often go uncalled or are casually dismissed as welcoming a rookie to the league. The flagrant foul from Chicago Sky's Chennedy Carter, a blatant blindside shoulder check delivered away from the ball, was a breaking point for many fans. It wasn't a basketball play, it was an assault, yet the league's official response was muted, and most disturbingly, her own team and coach offered little in the way of a strong public defense for their star player.
Hey, Caitlin Clark, this is for Caitlin. If you're not Caitlin, keep it pushing. Okay, this is for Caitlin only. Caitlin, what I'm about to tell you as a supporter of yours, as a fan of yours, that has been watching you since Iowa, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. The WNBA, it's time to wrap that shit up, okay? It's time to go. Pack your shit up. Let's go. I don't want this for you no more, okay? I've been here. I don't want this for you no more. It's too much. Too much expectation. It's all about race. It's too biased. Everybody just wants.
This inaction feeds a powerful and growing narrative that the WNBA establishment, from rival players to league officials, is subtly punishing Clark for changing their world too quickly. She doesn't fit the traditional mold. She doesn't engage in the league's political games, and she brings with her a massive new audience that the old guard doesn't seem to understand or respect. And so, they let her get beat up on the court while her own team tries to tone down her personality off of it. It's a league-wide failure to protect and promote its biggest asset, a monumental missed opportunity that feels less like an accident and more like a choice. The cumulative effect of this bizarre, high-pressure environment is now written all over Caitlin Clark's face and in her body language. The fiery, passionate, and joyful competitor who trash-talked opponents and shot from the logo with an infectious swagger at Iowa has been slowly replaced by a visibly frustrated professional just trying to survive a minefield. Watch her on the bench after being pulled from a game for no logical reason. See the slump of her shoulders and the exasperated look towards the sky when a teammate ignores her on a wide open cut to the basket. The joy, the spark, the sheer fun that made her a global phenomenon is flickering dangerously. She is being worn down, not by the legitimate challenge of playing professional basketball, but by the inexplicable hostility of her own ecosystem. The fun is being systematically drained from her. One bad rotation, one ignored pass, and one physical cheap shot at a time. Fans fell in love with a player who played with a rare combination of brilliance and passion. Now, they are watching that passion get suffocated in real time, and it's heartbreaking to witness. This isn't just a slump, it's the visible toll of a player battling her opponents, her teammates, and even her own coaches every single night. The Fever and the WNBA made one catastrophic miscalculation. They forgot the fans were watching every single move, and now the rebellion has begun. Social media platforms, sports forums, and call-in shows are on fire with a level of outrage rarely seen for a rookie athlete. Fans aren't just confused, they are furious. They are flooding comment sections with demands for accountability, questioning the coach's job security, and dissecting every piece of footage for more evidence. They aren't calling it rookie adjustments anymore. They are using words like sabotage, blatant jealousy, and intentional misconduct. This isn't just about a few bad plays. The fans see the bigger picture. They see the cheap shots from opponents, the icy stares from teammates, and the baffling decisions from the bench, and they are connecting the dots. They're openly speculating that this goes beyond basketball, that it's about an old guard that resents her for her popularity, her style, and for not fitting into their established narrative. The franchise is no longer just managing a basketball team. It's facing a full-blown public relations crisis fueled by an army of new fans who came for Caitlin Clark and are now prepared to defend her from what they see as a deeply dysfunctional and unwelcoming system. This entire situation is a masterclass in how to fumble a generational talent. The Indiana Fever and the WNBA were handed a winning lottery ticket, a once-in-a-lifetime player with the power to elevate the entire league into the mainstream sports conversation. But instead of cashing it in, they seem to be holding it up to the light, analyzing it for flaws, and wondering if it's too good to be true. They have a player who brings sold-out arenas, record-breaking TV ratings, and unprecedented media attention, but they are treating her like a problem to be solved, not a gift to be celebrated. But here's the final terrifying truth for them. A star as bright and as powerful as Caitlin Clark has all the leverage. The clock is ticking loudly. Every strange substitution, every cold shoulder on the court, and every physical shot she is forced to endure pushes her closer to an inevitable breaking point. Make no mistake, somewhere, another franchise is watching this train wreck unfold with great interest, quietly clearing cap space and preparing a rescue plan, because Caitlin Clark does not need the Indiana Fever, but without her, the Fever, and arguably the entire WNBA, risk fading right back into obscurity, leaving everyone to wonder how they possibly managed to run off the best thing that ever happened to them before she's the one who finally pulls the plug and takes the league's newfound spotlight with her.